Dyan Cannon was born Samil Dyan Friesen on January 4, 1937 in Tacoma, Washington. She attended West Seattle High School and was crowned Miss West Seattle in 1954. In 1957, she dropped out of the University of Washington after 2.5 years, at which point she moved to Phoenix to live with her aunt. She got engaged to a traveling businessman and followed him to Los Angeles. After they parted, Dyan decided to stay in Los Angeles, where she enrolled in college at UCLA and worked as a model. This led to an interview with movie producer Jerry Wald, who suggested that she change her last name to Cannon. She signed to MGM and studied acting with Sanford Meisner. In 1960, she appeared in her first movie, The Rise and Fall of Legs Diamond. Throughout the late 1950s and early 1960s, Dyan acted in guest roles on many television shows including Bat Masterson, Hawaiian Eye, and Gunsmoke. In 1962, Dyan appeared in a Broadway show with Jane Fonda and Bradford Dillman. She then hit the road starring as Rosemary in the Tony-winning hit musical How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. Dyan began dating the legendary actor Cary Grant in 1961. Cary was 33 years older than her. Dyan tells of a dating story that occurred early in their relationship. They were out for a walk after dinner, and while crossing La Cienega Boulevard, Grant fell face down in the street. Cary looked up and asked her, "Do you know how I feel about you?" Dyan said no. His response was, "Head over heels, that's how I feel." The two married in 1965 and had a daughter, Jennifer, in 1966. However, by March of 1968, the couple had divorced. After their breakup, Dyan had a nervous breakdown and spent time healing in a mental health hospital. By 1969, she received her first Academy Award nomination for her role in the movie Bob and Carol and Ted and Alice. Over the next 50-plus years, Dyan went on to star in many more movies and television shows, such as The Last of Sheila with James Mason and Richard Benjamin, The Anderson Tapes with Sean Connery and Christopher Walken, Revenge of the Pink Panther with Peter Sellers, and Out to Sea with Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau. In 1978, Dyan co-starred in Heaven Can Wait with Warren Beatty and Charles Grodin. Dyan received another Academy Award nomination and won a Golden Globe for her role. During the mid-70s, Dyan starred in her own musical stage act at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas and Harrah's in Lake Tahoe. In 1990, she wrote, directed, and starred in the semi-autobiographical film The End of Innocence. This wasn't her first time directing. In 1976, Dyan had wrote, directed, edited, and produced a short film titled Number One. This project earned her another Academy Award nomination. Dyan is an avid Los Angeles Lakers fan. She recalls how she stumbled upon her joy for the excitement of live basketball. The president of Columbia Pictures gave her his floor seat ticket. Lakers player Jerry West actually fell on her lap and spilled coffee all over her. Dyan said, "When I first got tickets, I sat way up there. It was the only time in my life where I wanted to work my way down." In recent years, she sits courtside and is well known for bringing homemade brownies to the games to share with players, fans, or sportscasters. She relates that she had been approached several times to write a tell-all type of book regarding her time with Cary Grant, but she declined. However, she did work on writing a memoir over 6 years that she described as less a trip down memory lane than a salve on a wound. "The reason I waited so long to write it was because I wanted it to be helpful and hopeful." Dear Cary, My Life with Cary Grant is the title of the memoir that was published in 2011. Currently, Dyan and her daughter, Jennifer, are executive producers for a 4-part drama about Cary Grant. It is titled Archie and stars Jason Isaacs as Cary Grant and Laura Aikman as Dyan Cannon. In 1983, Dyan was inducted into the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Dyan is a self-described born-again Christian. Dyan said, "I'm a God girl. That's first in my life. I try to practice what God says about love. I think love is giving. I just think that's the secret to happiness. It's a really interesting thing. The more you give, the more you get. It just works out that way." Thanks for watching our look back at the life of Dyan Cannon.